There are wires above the tracks, there are wires at the tracks, and there are wires in between the tracks. Why are they here? What is their purpose? And why is electrification beneficial for railways? Find out in today's video. Before this video starts, I would like to acknowledge my friend for providing me with ample footage throughout this video. Check out his channel description below. I hope you give it a look, comment, like, and subscribe to grow his community. Now, let's head back to the video. According to Wikipedia, electrification in railways is the use of electric power for propulsion. The propulsion of railcars can come in the form of electric locomotives or motors underneath each railcar that provide propulsion altogether. In order for electric propulsion equipment to receive power, there are two different mediums that are used to pass electrical current. The first method is an overhead line, which is suspended from power poles or towers parallel to the railroad tracks. Electric current is drawn from overhead wires to the train through a device called a pantograph, which themselves come in many different shapes and sizes. The second method is a third rail, which is mounted at the track level. Electrical current is drawn from third rails using a contact shoe that is attached near the traction motors of an electrical locomotive or multiple unit. Railroads can be electrified in either alternative current, AC, or direct current, DC power, depending on the needs of the rail line. Voltage of the rail line is completely dependent on the country of origin's electrical grid. Some common examples of voltage/current combinations include 600 volt DC, 750 volt DC, 1500 volt DC, 3 kilovolts DC, 15 kilovolts AC, and 25 kilovolts AC. Alternative current is used for long-distance intercity rail lines spanning hundreds of miles, particularly high-speed rail. Direct current is used for short-distance intra-city lines such as subway systems and light rail lines. Each type of current has its own unique advantages and disadvantages, which are weighed before completing the electrification of a railway. Electrification first began in 1881 when the Gross-Lichtfelder tramway began operations in Berlin, Germany. Electric trams built by Werner von Siemens, yes, that Siemens, operated the 1.5-mile line. The line itself was electrified to a 180 volt DC 4 kilowatt system with current being passed through a third rail. The first overhead electric rail line began operations in demonstration lines created by Frank Sprague in the late 1800s. The first rail line to have regular overhead electrification was the Baltimore Belt Line. Soon after, rail lines were electrified all across Europe and North America, with the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad being the most famous example. As the 20th century came to a close, over 230,000 miles of electrified railways have been built worldwide, with China, Germany, Japan, France, and the United Kingdom being the leaders. Electrification lines are continuously being built as it's seen as a more environmentally friendly option compared to diesel-powered railways. We've discussed what railroad electrification is, but there's so much more to talk about. I hope you're paying attention to this really exciting video. Let's discuss what makes electrification so useful for railways. Well, for starters, electric trains do not need to carry the weight of their prime movers, mainly transmission and fuel. This means electric locomotives tend to have a higher power to weight ratio. However, this is not always the case. This allows electric trains to accelerate much faster than their diesel counterparts, allowing for faster travel times. In addition, trains can also climb steeper gradients due to the higher power output, which makes the construction of steep rail lines to be more practical. And finally, technologies such as regenerative braking can return some of the consumed electric power back to the grid, further increasing transportation efficiency. When considering electrifying an existing rail line, there are a few factors that need to be considered. First, the amount of traffic that is on the rail line is important. there is not a lot of traffic on the rail line, the cost to upgrade the rail line and maintain it for electrification might not be justified. The second factor is the distances between stops on the rail lines. If there is massive distance between the stops, diesel powertrains often get up to speed in time, making electrification less of a necessity. If stations were to stay 1 to 2 miles apart, this becomes much more unlikely. Electric trains generally have more power and torque compared to their diesel trains, and therefore would accelerate much faster. Trains could reach their top speed even over shorter stretches, making electrification almost a necessity. And finally, in low air quality areas, electric trains produce way less emissions than their diesel-powered trains. Electrifying a rail line removes polluting diesel engines, therefore making the air quality better. Additionally, the electrification system can be powered by renewable energy resources, which also improves overall air quality. All in all, there are many considerations for electrifying a rail line. The ultimate decision for electrification should be determined by stakeholders within the project, including members of the local community along the rail line. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found this video informative and liked the change of pace from other content I've made in the past. I hope you come back to watch the channel in the future and continue to support my new content. Goodbye!